single one of us, including you, with your uniform and your rifle. Welcome once again. From now till about 7, we keep the conversation going. A few matters we're going to be addressing today. Absolutely so. We start things off with some side comments today, random stories, random thoughts that I came across, which will not be discussed at this time, but possibly during the open season segment. I'll take a few of your contributions on these issues and other issues that will be discussed on the show. And so after that, there's a round coming up, something in my mind. I'll be expressing some thoughts on it, and I'll take your thoughts in mind till 4 p.m. At 4, we've got the business news and... you know what? Apologies. I have to backtrack a bit. Force of habit. I did mention, I think it was 2 days ago. 2 days ago, yes, that there will be no rant. So 2 days ago, I didn't have a rant. Yesterday, I didn't deliver a rant either. And the same remains for today as well. Force of habit, I think I mentioned it just now. So the rants are still suspended for now. And it is in solidarity, if you will, with abducted students in the country. We had 2 sets of abducted students recently in Kaduna State. The first set have been released, thankfully. The second set, I think about 19 or 17 of them, with students of Greenfield University. They are still in captivity. I did state that until these students are released, there will be no rant on my show. I did state that. But every 3 o'clock hour, between 3 and 4 p.m. when the show commences, we will be discussing whatever updates there are as regards the status of the kidnapped students. Now, sadly, we're all expecting and hoping and praying, I believe, that the students of Greenfield are released, only for us to get new unfortunate information that gunmen have abducted an unspecified number of Abia Varsity students. And it's a terrible situation indeed. So that's one of the updates, or major updates, that we're going to be discussing shortly in this hour till about 4 p.m. Because once again, I was hoping that the situation will be resolved soon so I can get back to the rants. But wow, so right now we have 2 situations in our hands once again. We've got Greenfield, now we've got Abia University students who have been abducted as well. So we'll come to that shortly though. That takes us to 4 business news, and after that, what happens in the 4 o'clock hour? Yeah, kidnapped students could have been collateral damage. Yep, absolutely so. And someone who should know, I believe, who should know is the one who is venturing this information. The story is in the Punch newspaper, I believe. Yeah, we were ready to lose students in planned bandits bombardment. El-Rufai is the one saying so. The governor, of course. Now, here's the story, or part of it. Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai on Thursday said when 29 students of the Federal College of Forestry Mechanization of Faka, Kaduna State, were abducted, the plan was to attack and kill the bandits, even if it meant some students would die in the process. El-Rufai added that Kaduna is currently at war, and such would only be considered as collateral damage, a price he would be willing to pay instead of paying ransom. The governor said before this could be done, the bandits hurriedly changed location, which led to the students spending over a month in captivity. Would this have been an appropriate, an ideal approach in your estimation? Would it have been an appropriate approach to go in there, storm the place, guns blazing, with the foreknowledge that some of the students would be lost, collateral damage, as against negotiating with the bandits, the abductors, as against even possibly paying ransom to them? If you had to make that call, if it was your call to make, would you give the go-ahead? I'll get to taking that in the 4 o'clock hour after the business news. That takes us to 5. The news update comes up, and after that, some of the matter. 74 political parties deregistered. Yeah, it's finally official now. There's nowhere they can go to, well, except they're going to take their matter to God, I suppose. But as far as the Earth, and I suppose especially Nigeria is concerned, they've reached the final bus stop. The political parties I'm referring to, as the Supreme Court upholds deregistration of 74 political parties. You can find the story in the Nation newspaper. Now, here's the story. The Supreme Court on Friday reaffirmed a ruling by the Court of Appeal in support of deregistration of National Unity Party (NUP) and 73 others. Now, INEC in 2020 deregistered the political parties over their inability to win any election during the 2019 general elections. In the judgment delivered by Justice China Nweze, the Supreme Court on Friday said deregistration of NUP, one of the 74 parties, was in line with the laws and compliance with the extant provisions of the Constitution and Electoral Act. So, they were deregistered due to the inability to win any election in the last, or any position or seat in the last general elections. So I'm asking, should political parties be deregistered on the basis of not winning elections? Should that constitute the basis for registering a party, taking part in an election, general maybe, and not winning any seat? We'll discuss that in the 5 o'clock hour after the news update. Headlines 5:30, major news at 6 p.m. An open season comes up after that for as long as possible. Till about 7, when we wrap it up, the sports gang will be in by that time. So that's the show today, pretty much so. Anything changes, you will know. Just keep listening. And where to start from now? Yep. The Europa League second semi-final games were played yesterday, and it was a disappointing result. A disappointing result for all Arsenal fans everywhere. The first leg in Spain ended 2-1 in favour of Villarreal. It was a good result for Villarreal, no doubt, winning. However, it didn't look bad for Arsenal, having scored one away goal, which means that the Emirates, Arsenal was only required to score one goal. One only played goal at the Emirates, and it would have been over. It would have been Arsenal sailing into the final to meet Manchester United, and I imagine that would have been an epic final. However, it was not to be, and very disappointingly so, I might add, as the Gunners crashed out of the Europa League last night after a goalless game against Villarreal. Well, it's a very difficult times for Arsenal fans, no doubt about that. And once again, I'm quite certain Arsenal fans everywhere are disappointed, as I am as well, very much so. But still, we keep hope alive and we keep the Arsenal spirit going. We're Gunners for life after all. And this is to all the disappointed Arsenal fans out there. Still, I mean, when we win, we enjoy an Arsenal moment. And even in defeat as well, we have every right to have an Arsenal moment. So do enjoy this, all to all the Gunners out there, and I'll be right back in a short moment.
See you play.
hope all the Arsenal fans out there enjoyed it. I know once again that you might still be feeling bad, and rightly so, from the disappointment last night. But still, we're gunners for life. We're absolutely so. We're gunners for life. Yeah. And there's a lot of hate coming on right now on WhatsApp. Not surprised. Plenty of hate from WhatsApp, and I will not read any of these messages because they constitute hate speech. I hope the DSS doesn't come after you, really. Okay, anyways, that's that. Now, let's get on with the conversation. Side comments. Goodness gracious, I've got quite a few side comments. Random stories, random thoughts. Let's go to our news from earlier today. You know what? I think I'm going to just get the commercial break out of the way. I'm going to do that. Get a commercial break out of the way. Then I come back for today's side comments. Please stay tuned.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Graces Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Graces Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162.
Hard Facts with Dio.
Welcome back. Still Hard Facts 91.3 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. No rants. And by the way, this is still side comments, by the way. Side comments. Random stories, random thoughts, not to be discussed now. Maybe later during the open season segment. To our news from earlier today, Governor Adedayo Elusakin has urged members of the National Assembly to take action over the rise in insecurity in Nigeria. The governor, during a courtesy visit by the South-South Zonal Working Committee of the PDP at Government House in Port Harcourt, urged members of the National Assembly to take action against the president without ethnic or religious bias. Here's what the governor said.
The other day I was watching Adedayo Elusakin in the upper chamber. He said, look, yes, he's a member of APC. Yes, he supports APC. But this time around, I'm not talking about APC. I'm talking about the lives of Nigerians. They cannot continue to fold around and see Nigerians dying. He started crying. But that is not a place to cry. Take action. Let us know that you are serious. If the president is doing what is not good, you should know the right step to take. Crying cannot help. We didn't send them there to go and cry. You have your mandate. You have your paper to say, I don't want you again. No ethnicity, no religion should be brought into place now.
You're absolutely right, Your Excellency. His Excellency is absolutely correct. The National Assembly should take action against the President if the President is found wanting in his responsibilities to protect the lives and property of Nigerians. But Your Excellency, I think it's all too convenient for governors in the country to always point fingers at the federal government. It appears to me that there is a deliberate plan by governors in Nigeria to always deflect attention from themselves and always getting everybody to focus on the federal government for everything that goes wrong. Yes, the federal government, led by Mr. President Buhari, may have a lot of failings as far as the insecurity in the country is concerned, but state governors all over the country are also responsible as well. So while the presidency should have some blame, I suppose, state governors and state governments do have a lot of blame as well. And while the National Assembly should be holding the president accountable, Your Excellency, sir, I hope that state houses of assembly, like the one here in Rivers State, can hold you accountable also, and hold other governors in the various states accountable as well for their own failings also, as far as insecurity and several other matters plaguing this country are concerned. Our governor, back to the news, Governor Nyesom Wike also called on nationalists to believe in the unity of Nigeria to rise to the rescue of the country from disintegration. Let's hear His Excellency.
It's not only Christians, it's not only Muslims. It affects those who are Christians, those who are Muslims, those who are non-Christians, those who are non-Muslims.
All right, so he talked about nationalists. Nationalism also implies wanting things to work the way they're designed to work. For example, nationalists would want the judiciary to be absolutely independent. That's what the nationalists would want. So why are the governors not wanting that? Nationalists would want the State House of Assembly to function entirely independently. That's what nationalists would want. A nationalist would want. Why are the governors not wanting that? Why are they saying they want to give them 100 million? And the other ones are saying they want 250 million, like they don't even know what they're doing, really. So, because the Constitution, the spirit behind the wording to the Constitution is a total independence of these three arms of government so that the country can work. That's what a nationalist would want. So let's not just throw about words, fancy words, because we're trying to impress people. Nationalism or being a nationalist is not evidenced by throwing around fancy words. It's evidenced by action, the things that you actually do, not just what you say. As a matter of fact, it's more important what you do than what you say, I suppose. Now, the governor also said that the problem with the NDDC is ethnic bias. Let's hear His Excellency again.
Our peculiarities somehow, but that does not mean we can't just speak in one voice. And that is why there's always problem when you see NDDC. NDDC is for the entire Niger Delta. NDDC is not for one particular zone. We see what is happening in our region. When they bring somebody from Edo to be the MD of NDDC, the people say no. Edo man is not they call Niger Delta. That's a problem. So it is not easy for us. And we must not accept the simple truth. It is difficult. People don't accept it, but it is the truth. Make appointments, you see who come, they call this. And with such a back of your time, nobody want to work together.
I don't completely agree with His Excellency. The problem with NGDC is not ethnic bias. The problem with NGDC is greed. Because Rivers people are stealing in NGDC. Edo people are stealing. By the way, when we say Niger Delta, I mean all of the states in the Niger Delta region are represented in the NGDC. Every single state in the Niger Delta region, they're all represented in the NDDC, and we have some of them fainting at the National Assembly. Yes, we do. We have people in Bayelsa State who are NDDC who are stealing money. We have people from Delta State who are in the NDDC who are stealing money. We have people from Rivers State who are in the NDDC who are stealing money. We have people from Abia, from Akwa Ibom, from Cross River. From Ondo, we have them, all of them, in the NDDC, and they're all stealing money. When they are stealing the money amongst themselves, there's no ethnic bias there. There's no ethnic bias. Everybody still sits in conformity, in unity. In fact, there's federal character in the stealing process. But after people have started fainting all over the place, and then we're addressing the public, we talk about ethnic bias. No, because when they come together to steal the money, nobody is asking you, where are you from? No, nobody asked that question. They all steal with one voice. They steal with one spirit, with a singular understanding of purpose and determination and persistence and unreasonable desire to steal and carry and cut away and loot. So there's no ethnic bias. The problem is no ethnic bias, Your Excellency. The problem is greed. The problem is a failure of leadership. The problem is that we keep having people in positions who do not have the interest of this country at heart, and they are everywhere. They are in the north, they are in the south, they are in the east, they are in the west. They are in Kaduna State, they are in Abuja, they are in Zamfara, they are in Oyo State, they are in Ogun State, they are in Lagos, they are in Rivers, they are in Edo, they are in Akwa Ibom, they are in Cross River, they are in Abia. They are everywhere, Your Excellency, because once again, when they all come together to steal, whether it's NDDC or any state or organ of government, either at the federal level, state level, local level, nobody asks where you're from. Everybody just steals with one spirit, Your Excellency. They all steal with one spirit. Was that all? Was there something else? Let's see. Moving on. Now, remember Kumasi, one of the alleged notorious gang leaders declared wanted by Governor Nyesom Wike, yesterday night committing any crime that should lead to his wanted. Kumasi, whose real name is not known, in an interview with our correspondent, granted amnesty by the state government. Oh yes, Kumasi was actually granted. It was granted amnesty by the state government. By the way, I'm referring to the.
Since after the amnesty, I have not killed anyone. He said he want for peace to reign. As a leader, he need to hear from both sides before he conclude. But if he want, they should talk to Nebuhobi Kriko, the executive chairman. I'm never sure if we can declare anyone want.
The earlier part of that statement again.
Since after the amnesty, I have not killed anyone.
Okay, so that suggests that before the amnesty, he has killed someone or some people, because in his words, since after the amnesty, he has not killed anyone. In other words, if we granted a killer amnesty, and now we're declaring the killer wanted. Obviously, the only reason is because they have resorted or returned to crime. So, was it the federal government, was it the APC-led federal government that granted Kumasi, an alleged killer, amnesty? No, it wasn't the APC federal or the federal government-led APC or APC-led federal government that granted an alleged killer amnesty in River State. It was the River State government that did that. And we see once again this trend being replicated all across the country. Can't forget again, I think it was Zamfara State, or where was it, where somebody who masterminded the kidnapping of about 300 students in December last year was granted amnesty in February. All of these things lead and contribute to the insecurity in the country. The federal government has its shortcomings, and we can and should talk about that. But enough with state governors and governments pretending like they have not contributed to the problems ravaging the country. They are equally, in my estimation, as responsible as the federal government and the president as well. If the River State government had not granted Kumasi amnesty and he had been apprehended and prosecuted and tried for his crimes, there would be no need to declare him wanted today. That suggests that whatever he has done that has led to him being declared today, allegedly, he would not have committed it. So whatever crime allegedly that he committed, for which the River State government is declaring him wanted, wouldn't have happened in the first place if the right thing had been done hitherto. And the same thing goes for all the other people who've granted amnesty, whether in River State or any other state or even in the country for that matter. The federal government does it also, granting amnesty to Boko Haram, so-called repentant Boko Haram terrorists. So I don't see any difference, really. I don't see any difference, quite frankly. What else caught my attention? What else? The River State Commissioner for Information, Paulina Sinserim, has assured of government's commitment to create sustainable employment opportunities for the youth of the state. Interim, in an exclusive interview, said job creation is a top priority for the Nyesom Wike administration. He urged candidates who recently applied for the 5,000 jobs promised by the state government to be optimistic, as applications are still being sorted and processed. Fine, whatever. So I hope that happens, by the way, because people went through a lot to make those applications. So I do hope, and I think that for the River State government to have announced that 5,000 persons were going to be employed into the state civil service, I don't think the River State government was trying to do anybody a favor or simply dash people money. I think we actually have need for those 5,000 personnel to be absorbed into the civil service in River State. So I hope that happens. However, 5,000 jobs in the River State civil service does not amount to job creation. That is not the definition of job creation. We need the private sector to flourish in River State. We need for small, medium, large-scale entrepreneurs to be able to put their money in River State. And the fact of the matter is, it is extremely difficult to do that in River State. The ease of doing business in River State, in my estimation, might be one of the toughest, most difficult, most impossible in the entire country. Maybe not number one, but definitely close to the top. I mean, the figures, other figures, official figures, even from the NBS, when you talk about the rate of unemployment, River State, I think, is definitely one of the highest, according to the NBS. Also points, to the fact that we have a problem with investment, private investment in Rivers State. Just try something, buy a piece of land, assemble blocks there, and you're going to find all kinds of hoodlums and criminals. They have almost become legitimized in Rivers State, and officials of government even tell you to go and sort them out, go and set yourself with them. This is after you've paid all the necessary taxes that you should pay government. And let's not even go to the matter of other hoodlums who call themselves members of all kinds of task forces, who come and beleaguer your business environment. Are we talking about community youths and women leaders and elders who just want to do everything possible to destroy that business, and they don't care that their children or any other person is losing a job, or that the state government is losing revenue as a result of this? We need to look into that. If we want to solve the problem of unemployment in Rivers State, 5,000 jobs in the Rivers State Civil Service is not the solution. We need to look at the ease of doing business in Rivers State. That's what we need to tackle. It's not nuclear physics, for crying out loud. It's not. And the things that we need to do are not difficult either. We need to harmonize taxes. It's not rocket science. And even if it were rocket science, people have studied rocket science. There are textbooks on rocket science. We can read those textbooks and simply apply the formulas that they have there. Okay, I think I have to wrap up the side comments right now, really. Oh, goodness, there's another one here. Poor working conditions, lack of incentives and infrastructure in the public school teachers in Rivers State. Some teachers who made this known to our correspondent said they no longer receive teaching aids from the State Ministry of Education following the state government's free education policy. The teachers also complained that lack of teaching materials is making it difficult for teachers to follow the educational curriculum. Let's hear what some of these teachers had to say to our correspondent. Just a moment. Here we are.
Lack of promotion. Since last year, our salary has been cut, and the incentives that are supposed to be attached to the job, we are not seeing it. We all know how the economy is now. You go to markets with salary that you cannot buy anything.
No teaching materials.
Some house helps are paid a good amount of money. They're not to talk about the people who have imparted knowledge to the presidents, to the senators who are earning how much millions in a month, and then the teachers are relegated.
No impress, no nothing. The government's supposed to provide these things, but we find out that now the teachers are actually the ones providing the teaching aids.
Yeah, now my legs are paining me. You are walking, you cannot go for medical treatment, and somebody is building monument every day called flyover. I'm not happy. I'm not happy anymore. I'm not happy anymore.
It's a terrible situation, Your Excellency. These teachers are not sponsored by the opposition. APC did not pay them. They are not sponsored by Hezbollah or ISIS either. They're not trying to topple this administration or distract His Excellency or malign the good name of Rivers State. No, this is the reality on ground. Education in Rivers State is in a state of emergency, especially at the basic level. It's terrible in most of our schools. It's a terrible, it's a nightmarish situation what's happening in those places. And this is real. This is very real. And as I've said severally, in my capacity as your self-appointed senior special advisor, I'm reminding you of critical matters. Education is the best legacy. Education will take us to a future where flyovers will no longer be required. Even if we have 100 of them, they will all be demolished someday. The only way that the children of today can compete globally tomorrow is if we educate them properly today. Today. Oh, I'd like to stop the side comments now, but then there's another story here. The federal government has called on the other tiers of government to take the issue of flooding seriously, as predicted by the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency. Minister of Water Resources Suleiman Adamu made the call on Thursday at the public presentation of the 2021 Annual Flood Outlook by NIHSA in Abuja. He said governors should study the flood outlooks and take measures ahead. Take measures ahead.
The information contained in the Annual Flood Outlook 2021 is a clear call to all stakeholders, policymakers, federal, state and local governments, departments and agencies to rise and set up appropriate mechanisms such as clearing the waterways and flood paths, as well as maintaining proper water disposal management practices to curtail the ravages of the impending flood and threats of COVID-19.
Now, the DG of NIHSA, Engineer Clement Inze, said the states and local governments are not doing enough to tackle flooding. Here's what he said.
The Honorable Minister of Water Resources sent letters to each of the state governors in Nigeria and detailed LGS in each state that will be affected by flood in 2020. But what they did with it is another cup of tea. They are warned, so what they do with our information is another issue. Frankly speaking, they are not doing as much as we expect from them. Else, the level of devastation that happens year in, year out could have been avoided or eliminated. But once the disaster occurs, they are quick to complain, to cry out to high heavens, and then maybe get some support from the Prime Minister of Humanitarian Affairs.
Yes, that's what they do. He said they are doing something. You know, exactly. When the floods come, when the people are ravaged, when they're displaced, when sadly maybe we lose a few people, we lose crops, we lose farmlands, people take ill, the disaster, the famine, the epidemic, you name it, and then we start here, federal government, I don't do anything. The federal government, they cannot even look. The federal government, where is Nima? The federal government, all this, the northern people, they are killing us. They not do anything. Mr. Governor, what did you do? You have a responsibility. Have you done? You don't even have a. We don't have. Watching live Twitter or Facebook at Nigerian for page. We like it, but then we'll be biting one finger. Anyhow, just pointing to nowhere in particular. Just pointing, as if it's pointing at something something tangible. And you say, hey, Choi, hey, Choi, hey, see what our people, are going through. See what, hey. Then after the Choi and the haze, and then he calms himself down and faces the press, and then he says, you see this administration, see His Excellency is not sleeping at night. Every time His Excellency sees this, he has running stomach. This morning, His Excellency was going to toilet. In fact, during the executive telling him about what the people are going through, this flood, His Excellency has he has a conscience. See, this is Excellency that all of you are saying. It's not like you are saying him. His Excellency has, in fact, as I speak to you right now, His Excellency has approved. His Excellency has approved funds. In fact, funds have been released. In fact, just before I came out of the government house now, His Excellency put his hand in his pocket and gave me funds. Give me funds. You see, we have arranged rice. We have arranged. You can see the rice. We have arranged. You see, His Excellency is not just an ordinary Excellency. It's an Excellency that is sent from God. You see, His Excellency is just everywhere. His Excellency. Oh, Choy, see the people. See the people. That's it. That's how we manage floods. That's it. That's it. Till the next one comes again. Okay, all right, that's it for side comments. That's it. Goodness gracious. I go on a break. I'll return shortly. Please stay tuned.
Information is a two-way thing. Nigeria Info, it's your turn. Let's talk.
And now, Hard Facts. Hard Facts with Dio.
Okay, Mark. 13 to go before 4. I did say there was no run today, and it's still suspended, by the way. So I hope all of those were not runs. They were just side comments. But to the main matter of discussion right now, and the reason there's no rant or the rant has been suspended is because of the abducted students in the country. And here's the latest. Sadly, as far as the matter is concerned, there's been an update to that situation. We have another set of students who have been kidnapped. Yes, we do. And here's that story. Just a moment while I whip it up. Gunmen abduct unspecified number of Abia Varsity students. So I'll take your thoughts right now. I'll update you on the story in a moment. But the lines are officially open. 0817 923 0002 or 0003. That's 0817 923 0007 or 0009. Those are the numbers to call. Your thoughts on the situation with the kidnapped students at the moment? Do call in. We're live on Twitter and Facebook as well. WhatsApp on 0809 030 6416. Hello, Hard Factor, welcome.
Adedayo.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you very much. You recall that I had expressed here that we might as well bid farewell to your aunt.
I did not recall. Please go ahead with your comments on the matter.
Yes, yesterday I did ask you a question. I said, was that very kidnap going to be the last? And that day could not have last. And here is another story. That is my own claim here, not for the ones that are already being held and they are working out on ways to release them. Is it going to be the last? Because my fear is that we are opening up a new trend now, a new chapter in the criminality in Nigeria, and you know how it works. This is a new chapter where we have up students and government pays in some very good amount of millions, and it continues. My fear, I don't know. I don't know where we are heading for. Please, Dario. What are we going to do in this country? Please.
It's a tough situation indeed. Hello, Hot Facts, welcome.
Hello, Dario. Good afternoon.
Hi, go ahead. Hello.
Yeah, Dario, good evening.
Good day, go on.
Thank you very much. Please, I just want to say the parable in my place. They say that somebody that went and carry a firewood that there is smoke. As the person is moving, the smoke will always go with the person. There is no two way about it. This thing happens, and we, the citizens, who started to complain about this paying of criminals under, say, you are ransoming people that they kidnapped. Somebody that will kidnap somebody that will kill somebody, innocent people, and federal government or state government or whatever, we pay the person under, say, amnesty. You are granting amnesty, you are forgiving a criminal or a repentant, whatever. We have seen where the thing is turning into. So these boys have seen that this is a lucrative industry. Look at what happened yesterday as you just ranted, as just complained at Uturu University at Abia State. Just imagine it keeps happening just because they have seen that the best way to make it for them, not just in a general sense, but for the criminal, that they see the best way and the shortest way to make it is to kidnap students. And we never know where this thing will lead. This is just adults they are kidnapping. We never know whether this thing will generate for them to start kidnapping nursery school children that they convey in coastal buses and all this. Because it happens, and it has entered into this our side. So for me, I think government started this. They started this. They are the one that caused all this trouble.
There's always a genesis to any problem. You're right, yeah.
Yes, there is a genesis. The best way to tackle this thing is not paying off people that committed the crime. That is, immediately federal government started doing that thing. That is where the problem started, and they can't go back, of course, because they have done it before. So if they want to go back, other people will say, "But you people did it." When Boko Haram do so you people pay ransom to redeem the people that in their whole state. So you people should also continue the same thing. And that is why this one that happens in Kaduna, the majority of people were like, the federal government should pay. CBN should provide the money. Let federal government pay, because they have been doing it. So it's a trend. Going back, it will look difficult.
Hello, go ahead, please. Hello?
Hello, Dio. Good evening.
Good day, go ahead.
Yes. Dio, because kidnapping has become a money-stealing industry and a lucrative business, expect kidnappers to always have it. Thank you. My name is Gospel Kinelo Woke.
Hello, you welcome.
Good afternoon, Dio.
Hi, go ahead.
This is Mr. Damdiva calling from Woji.
Go on, please.
Dio, I feel so sad. The first time I saw it on a headline news on my phone as something that just happened immediately. I felt very bad. And finally, I heard the release of the students. And yesterday, another one has just happened, struck again. My question is, what is the government doing about this? Yes, one will say, we are trying, we are doing our best. You can see We are fighting. The truth is, there was something I read today. Maybe I'll have to send to you guys. It says that our satellites are not even enough. We have only satellites in the country, monitoring criminality, both outside the country and within the country. Now they are saying it's not even enough to monitor these criminals. And then, what is the government doing to invest in this aspect in order to save our citizens? Because you cannot protect your citizens. Why are you there? What if there is information and he works in Nigeria? Why is he there? Do you understand me?
Yeah, I totally get you.
I feel very bad because these are children who have been in school for this past 4 years. Every day they check to school, they eat 101, 102 to survive, and suddenly they are being carried from school. And oh God, where did they miss it? And then we will go and borrow money from China, from World Bank, from some place to pay House of Assembly, not to pay the country. Now that we are going to invest it in companies where these students will work when they finish from school. What are we talking about here? The government should sit down. You don't sit up, it will be a pity very soon. Though. I'm telling you the truth. Thank you, sir.
Okay, we've got 6 minutes or so to go before top of the hour. I'll take a few comments. Hopefully I can access those via Twitter and Facebook and possibly WhatsApp as well. Hello, you're welcome. Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, good day.
Yeah, is this kidnapping thing that is worrying me so seriously?
Yeah.
When it happened in Kaduna, one philanthropist, Sheikh Gumi, started the negotiation, and the government could not use their forces to stop the kidnapping. Now it has happened in Uturu. I'm just imagining, what if one cleric from this side begins the negotiation? How would the government handle it? Because we have so many pastors here. The country is getting me more and more confused every day. I know that there was a time when an American was kidnapped in the Niger Republic and was brought into the northern part of Nigeria. No sheikh negotiated with America to pay ransom. American government sent whatever they sent and came and picked their people. Why can't Nigeria? Is it that the Nigerian forces, the Nigerian army, I don't understand. How did we get to this point? That we can no longer sleep with our eyes closed. This was not the Nigeria our parents left for us. I just don't know. Where are we going from here? Kidnapping has become something else. Wow. I don't know.
Not many people know, actually. Not many people know. Hi, go on.
Yeah, nothing to be contentious about this. It is there at the front burner of the politician. You heard what the man declared once and said that I've been working for this politician. That is the story about all that is happening in our country today. I am on my knees, raising my hand that God should help us. They have destroyed our country for us. They have ruined our country, giving them guns, bombs, machetes, and all of that. Tomorrow they will come pretending that they want to give them ammunition. Now the issue has now arisen everywhere in the country. What are we saying? They have spoiled our country for us. And the oppressors, and all other things. They are denying the people their rights and every other thing. So how will the thing go forward? How will it move? Nothing. They have spoiled the country for us. That is the truth. Nothing to be more pretentious about this. The politicians should be held responsible for the current situation of our country. I tell you the truth, and I know. This is the gospel truth. Nothing much and nothing less. Thank you.
Okay, via WhatsApp, rewarding criminals has been a trend. It is now an official business. Damiete Eriko Sima sent that in. Also, can I take any other comments via WhatsApp? I am pressed for time right now, really. Let's see. Good afternoon. So this means no one is safe, including students. This is ridiculous. Where will this kidnapping take us to in the future? I'll advise my fellow students to protect themselves because it's evident the government does nothing but blame each other. That's Joel from RSU. It's bad. It's bad, and that's the simple truth, really. It's a bad situation that we're in at the moment, but we don't have to remain in that situation. We don't have to remain in this situation. The people just have to take their destiny in their hands. Enough with sitting on the sidelines. you have to stand up and take up some responsibility. You have to demand accountability of your government, of your local government, of your state government, of the federal government. You have to stand up and demand accountability. You can argue, oh, it is happening in the north, it's happening in the east now. If it's not checked, oh, it's going to get here. Be rest assured. Be rest assured. It's going to get here also. If the trend continues, it's inevitable. We've got the business news coming up top of the hour, after which I'll return. And Governor El-Rufai says the plan was to storm the bandits of the some kidnapped students, and they plan for collateral damage. Do you think that would have been an appropriate approach? When I return, please stay with us.